This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 1044, The 6 Sources Influencing Your Money by Money of budgetsaresexy.com. And I am Dan, I'm your host, and welcome to Optimal Finance Daily, where I read to you from some of the best personal finance blogs on the planet. Now, before we get to our post from Money today, why settle for 7% returns from your 401k? Whether you're an experienced investor or if you're new to the game, our friends at the Motley Fool want to help you find great stocks, and that's why they've created a report on a group of 5 stock picks for the next generation of investors. And it's free for all Optimal Finance Daily listeners at fool.com/Optimal Finance Daily. That's FOOL.com/Optimal Finance Daily. And with that, let's get right to it as we start optimizing your life. The 6 Sources Influencing Your Money by Money of budgetsaresexy.com. It's been 2 days since following in the footsteps of Sir Benjamin Franklin, and I must admit I'm loving these 5 a.m. wake-ups a lot more than I thought I would. I've completely forgotten what it was like to wake up on your own accord, and in silence for that matter, no crying babies. And it's quite empowering to be able to set your own tone for the day too. I've been doing a lot more reflecting, a lot more slowing down, and a lot more of getting in that powerful good stuff each morning, which I later found out meant prayer. It's been quite the experiment so far. I've also had the time to appreciate the messages I get more than usual too, one of which completely made my morning yesterday and led to the inspiration for this post. It came from Samantha A. and included a link to a TEDx talk titled Change Behavior, Change the World by Joseph Grenny, New York Times best-selling author and behavior change expert, who eerily reminded me of Special Agent Frank Lundy from Dexter. I normally don't have much time to sit there for 18 minutes and immerse myself in a video, but due to B. Franklin's Early to Rise scheme, I eagerly allowed myself a break from inner thought and thoroughly enjoyed what I saw. I know most of you won't want to sit through it yourselves, but I'll embed it in this post anyway in case you can sneak it into your lunch break or in between filing all those TPS reports. The good money stuff comes at minute marker 6 if you need to skip to it. Now, while this surrounds the topic of change and doing good in the world, the real takeaway here is how we're all influenced as human beings. Specifically, the 6 main sources of these influences and how to watch for them to better protect ourselves and our wallets. Or, if you're a change agent, as this guy likes to say, how to get people to change their behavior in a more positive way, either in the world or at your company or organization. Their research found that if you can figure out a way to harness these, you're 10 times likelier to produce profound behavior change than otherwise, which is pretty incredible. So what are these 6 major influences? 1. Personal motivation. 2. Personal ability. 3. Social motivation. 4. Social ability. 5. Structural motivation. And 6. Structural ability. Per Joseph and his team's research, quote, the first 2 domains, personal motivation and ability, relate to sources of influence within an individual, motives and abilities, that determine their behavioral choices. The next 2, social motivation and ability, relate to how other people affect an individual's choices. The final 2, structural motivation and ability, encompass the role of non-human factors such as compensation systems, space, and technology. End quote. What this looks like in the real world. To better illustrate this, and what's partially shown in the video, Joseph and team ran a test with kids. They put a handful in a room for 10 minutes, gave each one $40, and then tempted them with outrageously priced candy, like $6 for M&Ms, and were told they could keep whatever they had at the end of it. They even asked them what they'd do with $40 before starting, which is a ton of money for a kid, by the way, so they could hopefully lock onto their goals. Do you think they did? Well, spoiler alert, they did not. The average amount of money each kid had left by the end of the 10 minutes was $13, just 13 out of 40. And when they were asked what happened, none of them could really explain why. So what happened? The 6 powers of influence happened. In this first experiment, they skewed the influences to tempt them more. They were given a taste test of the candy, personal motivation. They weren't prepared to handle such a new and weird situation, personal ability. They were influenced by a couple of kids who went around by design saying things like, there's a lot of awesome candy over there, and dude, you should get a lot, as much as you can, which is social motivation. They caved into peer pressure, social ability. They were given an invisible credit card instead of cash, structural motivation. And they were surrounded by large visual cues of kids gawking over candy, structural ability. Of course, kids aren't able to turn down that temptation. But guess what? Us adults aren't the greatest at it either. How many of these things have we probably experienced this week alone? Taste testing at Costco or Trader Joe's? Friends buying up cool or planning to party hard this weekend? Using credit cards over cash? And what about running into ads everywhere we look? Round 2 of the experiment. After showing us that first experiment, they did another, only this time skewed more helpfully. The same parameters were in place, but the influences changed. No free taste tests. They had them practice writing down earnings and expenses for 30 seconds. They changed the messages for the influencer kids. I'm going to save my money. How about you? And I think I'm going to save my money. I think it'd probably be a good idea. Gave them cash instead of credit and took down all the tormenting pictures. Think they saved more? Yeah, they did. The average these kids held on to was a whopping $34, 270% more than the $13 from the other group. How incredible is that? The point of all this, of course, is that we need to be aware that all these influences are hitting us in the face every single day and to be as prepared as we can when facing them. Most we can't ignore even if we wanted to, but we can be vigilant on which ones pierce our wallets and which ones don't. So keep your eyes open and fight the good fight. It's a lot harder earning our money than it is to give it away. You just listened to the post titled The 6 Sources Influencing Your Money by J Money of budgetsaresexy.com. Now, are you a Henry? It stands for high earner, not rich yet. It means that despite earning a 6-figure income, you're struggling to amass any meaningful nest egg. Well, our friends at the Motley Fool can help. Since 1993, they've been providing investment advice, helping members build the financial future they envision. To kickstart your 2020 financial goals, they're offering 5 of their favorite stock picks for free. Realizing you're a Henry? Remember the not rich yet part. You can do it, and the Motley Fool can help. Visit fool.com/optimalfinancedaily. That's FOOL.com/optimalfinancedaily. And that is it for today. Thank you for listening, being here with me each and every day. Hope you're having a great weekend if you're listening in real time. And I'll see you back here tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.